Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to 𝐒𝐢𝐦 UK and welcome to Train Sim World 2. I haven't looked or touched anything relating to Dovetail Games for about 7 months since I made that video all that time ago. And I know that video ruffled feathers up and down right to the very top of Dovetail Games. I think maybe it's done some good because I've been playing Rush Hour. I bought Rush Hour last night in the sale. I got it nice and cheap for the whole pack. And I've got to say, I've already made a couple of videos today, but I've cocked them up, so I'm just going to start again. I bought the season ticket for Rush Hour, which means I get all 3 DLCs. Now, this came out on the 19th of August, 2021. That's how far behind I am. I haven't looked at, touched, watched a video, nothing. The only thing I've done in that time was watch Jimmy Daly, who Dovetail Games now send every DLC pack they've got to him. He doesn't review games, unfortunately. He just showcases them. So he'll do a couple of routes and upload a video and let people see the gameplay footage. But he doesn't actually review the games. Dovetail Games are too scared to send anything to reviewers. So I thought, I'll have a look myself, because I looked last night. I couldn't sleep last night, so I was up at about 3-4 o'clock this morning thinking about this, because I've been playing a lot of train sim games recently. And I thought maybe I should take a look at this Rush Hour thing, because I'd heard about it, obviously, through Jimmy. I hadn't really followed anything. Turns out it was a complete balls up, a typical Dovetail Games balls up. But this one here, the London Commuter route add-on from London Victoria to Brighton, I think it is. I've done the first 2 scenarios, or the first tutorial on one of the scheduled routes. I've got to say, it is the best thing Dovetail Games have ever released. It really is. The performance isn't great. The lighting is abysmal, and I'll show you all this today in this video. But the audio is better. The environment is really quite stunning. The route is nice and long. It's a good route. I've really enjoyed running this route, and I've done it 3 times. This will be the 3rd time today. However, the Boston Rush Hour, 61% of reviews are positive. That's not good. This one, I mean, this all fell apart before they even released. Typical Dovetail fashion. They promise really high, deliver really low. As soon as they realised they couldn't copy and paste 90 stations and that they'd have to build each one individually, they decided it wasn't going to be part of the game. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know where they are with their promises to fix all the problems and issues in the game. I don't know if they've done it or not. I've only had a chance to look at this one. And like I say, I've done it a couple of times today. This route, it's a really long route. I'm going to do it again. But I've deleted my profile, so I'm starting from scratch. And if you know me, if you know my channel, you know that I'm not a big fan of Dovetail Games. They have lied and half-assed their way through so many things so many times that, yeah, I'm definitely not a fan. Neutral outfit, London Underground driver. That's my character there. This has all changed. I haven't looked at this for like 7 months. Everything has changed. I'm a little bit, woohoo! UK freight driver. I like that. Let's go with that. Select. Yeah, select. Yeah, I want that one. Create profile. Okay. That's not how you spell sim. So yeah, I mean, there are a couple of people that I don't like or respect at Dovetail Games, and there are people who I have the utmost respect for at Dovetail Games. They are the premium train sim company, and they're capable of so much more, and that's part of the reason that I think we all get so annoyed with them is because they're capable of doing so much better. But they always want to take that shortcut, don't they? They always want to copy and paste stuff. Stupid decisions. They've made their own lives so difficult. Anyway, 387 introduction. Let's do it.
Welcome to driver training. Today you will be taken through the operation of a Class 387 electric multiple unit in Gatwick Express livery. During this brief introduction, we will go through the critical driver controls and passenger operations. When you are ready, climb aboard to get started.
Alrighty. As always, and I've never said anything other than, wow, look at the modelling. Look at the detail on the trains themselves. That's a little bit blurry, actually. Now I look at it super close. But still, wow. The modelling has always been exceptional.
Take a seat in the driver's seat. This is where you'll be spending most of your time. Set the master key to on to begin the start.
Now what do you want me to do? Okay. Auxiliary on.
Now we'll need to power the train. This train supports both overhead and third rail power, although on this route we will need to use the third rail.
This is nice. Setting up the train. It feels like you're actually setting up a train a bit, doesn't it? Right. So now I've got to sit and wait for the brakes to charge, which takes bloody ages. I noticed these still aren't working. I think these are like reverse cameras. They're supposed to be little cameras on the top of the cabin here somewhere that point out the back, so I don't have to lean out the window or get up and get out the door to see down the back. That's still not working. The contact signaler phone, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, that never used to work, did it? Did that ever used to be a clickable thing? I can't remember. But it is now, and that's pretty cool. They've got some new audio files, and there's a nice little rattle. I love the rattle. I think they use it a bit too much, but I'm very glad to have it, I have to say. In addition to that, they've also got aeroplanes flying overhead, which is a little bit quirky. In addition to that, they've also got like a whistle, like a wind whistle that I've never heard before. That's nice. I mean, these are small things, but they add up to the immersion a lot. The rattle especially is gorgeous. I love the rattle. But yeah, there are some serious problems as well. Like, for example, we just set the headlights here, and you'll notice when we go into a tunnel, we can't see our lights at all. But if an AI train comes in the opposite direction, we can see his lights. So it's not like the lights themselves are causing performance issue problems. It's just crap the way they've implemented it. It's really, really bad. Really bad. And there are a few other things, but mostly I am positive about this DLC. I know it came out in August, and this is like so far behind, but I mean, this is how little I want to be involved with Dovetail Games, the company, not Train Sim World, the game.
Determines the direction of travel.
Ah, that be my problem. I changed my key binds, but I think I've got a double bind there. Let's go controls, keyboard controls. No, I changed it. Oh, I see. I reset my profile so it's unset all my bindings. Right. Throttle increase is going to be W. Decrease is going to be S. Now I've got to find it now. I don't know why they separate them. The first things you're going to want to change are your brakes and your throttle, aren't they? Reverser. Oh, no. Decrease and reverser increase. And I'm gonna have to find keybinds for all of these. Really and truly, I want to use my my rail driver, but I'm scared that Dovetail Games haven't fixed the fact that they dictate to me what buttons do what, and I hate that. Headlights front increase. I'm going to try that. Maybe that will fix my headlight problem. What am I looking for here? We don't need gears on these. What am I looking for? Brakes. Or maybe I don't need anything else. Does that mean... Oh no, okay. Alright, so we should be able to... And see, this is another thing that irritates me. If I press down to change the reverser, I have to press and hold it for a certain amount of time. Why can't I just press it? Why can't pressing it once switch between which setting I'm on and the one I want to go to? Same with the throttle. Why can't that just be a one press thing? Why do I have to press and hold it? I just hate that. Really hate that. Right, okay, let's go. 10 miles per hour.
Keeping to speed limits is important. If you begin overspeeding, apply a small amount of brake by moving the combined power handle into the braking range.
I always accelerate too quickly as well. The audio just sounds so much better. But listen to it. Should it be doing that? Listen to it charging up.
You are now approaching the first stop. Use the combined power handle to apply a small amount of brake force to achieve a comfortable and safe stop.
I'll try and recreate that audio sound again. And I'm appealing to those of you who know what you're talking about to confirm or deny whether it should be making that sound.
Take a quick glance at the platform to ensure it is safe before unlocking the doors.
Right, now this is my problem. That's what these are meant to be doing, right? So I'm going to have to get up out of my seat because there's no other way of doing it. You know, if you want to be realistic and whatnot. Didn't that guy have a suitcase in his hand there for a second? What happened to that? Most weird. Alrighty.
Proceed to the next stop unguided this time and see how you get on.
Roger that. So I'm not a big fan of Dovetail games. I don't like the fact that everything they've ever released is buggy or overpromised and under-delivered. But this is by far the best DLC they've ever released. And I don't mind saying that. I'm not going to bash them just because I don't like them. If they do something good, I'm going to say this is good. And it is good. I haven't tried the other 2 DLCs in the pack. But they've not been well received on Steam, let's say that. I don't have high hopes for them. But I really do like the German roots. And if you've been watching my channel at all recently, you'll know that I really, really like the Korean roots. I've got so much passion for the Korean underground at the moment. There's a sim called 𝐒𝐢𝐦 𝐔𝐊, and it's spectacular. It looks stunning. No passengers yet, and very limited options, very limited tutorial. But my God, is it good. It's so good. Right, we should be able to get some speed up here. And then we'll have a go at the next route, which I've done twice today already. 2.5 times, in fact. This will be my 4th attempt, technically.
We will now perform an emergency brake test.
I like the fact that we're doing an emergency brake test. That's pretty cool. I haven't seen that in a Dovetail game before either, so I think they've really started to improve things. If this is the quality that they can produce, then let's see this every time.
We can now continue our journey.
I do notice some stutters though. I saw it on Matt's live stream. There are some performance issues still. And they're not graphics related, I don't think, because I've turned the graphics down to absolutely minimum. And although it looks crappy, still have the same problem. So at the moment it's running on Ultra, and you can see it's running perfectly well. There are a lot of... what do they call them? I don't want to say routes. That's not what I mean. It's not scenarios either. There's a lot of timetabled, scheduled connections and trains running all at the same time. And sometimes you can have like 4 or 5 massive, super long locos all on screen at the same time. And even for a PC, that can be pretty demanding. There's that rattle. It is nice. Oh, I didn't want to go into emergency brake. See, this is the problem. If I just want to drop to level 3 brake, I should be able to tap the brake button 3 times and it just do it. But sometimes it doesn't do it because I didn't hold the button down for the half a second that I need to, or I held it down for an extra second and end up in the emergency brake. Why can't it just be if I press the button it goes down one notch? Why can't they just do it that way? Why do they have to do it this timed press thing? Just frustrates me. No need for it. Doesn't benefit anybody.
Good work. That concludes all of the basics of operating this train.
Whoop whoop, check me out. Okay, let's go do a proper run. Well under the speed limit, yo. Got a gold, thank you very much. So I reset my profile, so I'm basically novice on absolutely everything, which is pretty apt, because like I say, I haven't looked at anything Dovetail games for about 7 months. I was going to pick up the, what do they call it? The Cornwall, the West Cornwall route, but I know that route really well. I could almost draw it with a pencil and pen. Pencil and pen? Pencil and paper. But I read a review on Steam from a proper Kerno, Cornish born and bred, and yeah, I mean, basically what he is saying, where he's disappointed is the lack of detail. They did exactly the same thing on the Somerset West Somerset route. There are some key iconic buildings like castles and things up on top of hills that have been there longer than the trains have, and they didn't bother to put them in. It's just typical Dovetail games, half-assed, lazy implementation. And they've done the same thing on the Cornwall route, so I'm not going to buy that, even though it's half price. It's like 12 quid. I just don't want to be pissed off by Dovetail games. This route at the moment, I'm really enjoying it. You know, it's not enough to undo the years of lies and overpromise, underdeliver. I mean, even the release of this was an absolute disaster by all accounts. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all. It's not enough to change my mind about the company. I still think they're untrustworthy, unreliable. They're not using object-oriented design practices. I don't care what they say. I know they're not. And anyone who knows how to program knows that they're not. It's as simple as that. They're just lying to you. Right, let's have a go at this. The 1W30 London Victoria to Brighton. Drive this Gatwick Express service from London Victoria to Brighton. It's a class 3872GX, 532.8 tonnes, 12 carriages, 267.9 yards. That is a long train, baby. First problem with this, let's begin. Bearing in mind, I've just done a tutorial. I'm brand new to the Train Sim World genre. It says load passengers, unlock doors. You think, oh yeah, I know how to do that. You come over here, you make sure you... the platform is this side. Doesn't this look wonderful? London Victoria. Looks incredible, right? Apart from all the blurriness. So you're like, right, okay, so I'm going to open the doors on the right and everything's going to be wonderful. But they don't work. They don't work because the key's not in. So, I mean, it's fine for somebody who knows what they're doing, but somebody who doesn't know what they're doing is really going to sit there and ponder for about an hour why they can't open the doors when they've already done it twice and it worked fine. That's poor. That's lack of attention to detail right there. These are the things that annoy me. Another thing that annoys me, if we come up here, I'm going to put the lights on. Day running, okay? So if we go outside, you can see the headlights on, but if you go inside, can you see that headlight? Is anything lit up? The only thing that's lit up in here is the roof. And there's a little bit of light up down here. Right? That's lighting up, that's lighting up. When we get into a tunnel, you won't be able to see any of that. Nothing at all. It's completely pitch black. It's really bad. And it's been like that since Train Sim World 1 was released. So, yeah, they need to sort that out. But I gotta say, the platform. And as always, the quality of the train, absolutely sensational. Right, let's get this locked. Let's get underway. We've got a long way to go. And it's always really nice for the window that you're looking out of to be covered up by your reward alert. I just think it's in the wrong place. It's too big and it's in the wrong place. Right, so I've done this like 3 times today, so I know that the speed limit here is 40. I'm going to try and stay under the speed limit today. I want to take home a gold. The first time I did this, I would have got a gold, except for the very last signal, which it's quite obscured. And I didn't see it till late, and I just drove through it and spad. But up until that point, it was almost a perfect run. I don't think we were speeding at all. Everything was really good. And this route is incredibly good. I mean, it really is spectacular. Look over there. Look at the modelling they've done on that. What's that called? The electric tower or something? I can't remember what it's called. I know what it is. I know what it is. I've driven past it on the train hundreds of times. Driven past it and on the train. I just can't think what the name is. The power... I can't remember what it's called. No, it's gone completely. But you know what it is. I know what it is. And it's modelled very nicely. Everything here is modelled nicely. Look how many trains there are. It's so busy. Just incredible. Just incredible. But yeah, in typical Dovetail Games fashion, it would appear, and bearing in mind I've only done like a couple of hours research on this last night. Oh, hang on, before I do that, look at this bridge, please, would you? Look, 3 trains going past. I'm not going to get the shot that I want, but look at that. So much better than what Dovetail Games have been producing up until this point. You know, maybe that video I made 7 months ago, which I know ruffled feathers, maybe that poked a few people in the right place and encouraged a little bit of extra impetus, a little bit of extra effort. Of course, in typical Dovetail Games fashion, 3 months before release, they decided that some of the features they offered on the 𝐒𝐲𝐦 route were a little bit too much work and they weren't going to do it. That's after people have already pre-purchased for it. Typical Dovetail Games. Yeah, and not only that, but also got yellow here. Oh, what's happened? Ah, this happens to me a couple of times. Look at this. This has happened to me a couple of times now. I did not change that, but it keeps changing. I don't know if it's a bug or what the hell's causing that, but that's the 3rd time that's happened to me now. The reverser just reverses itself. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that. It's a weird, weird thing. I haven't quite figured out what's causing it. Anyway, you've got to be a little bit careful here because we've got an amber light. Yellow light. But yeah, every single release was buggy for this. On PC, there were no passengers. Despite its being rush hour, there were no rush hour passengers. And to be honest with you, I haven't really noticed a great deal more passengers than usual. Might be going a bit too fast here. Slow it down a smidge. Don't want a SPAD again. That would be horrible. Yeah, the Xbox release was buggy. The PS5 release was really, really bad. Just basically the whole thing was a mistake. Everything was wrong. You know, I'd give Dovetail Games a little bit of advice. I'd say instead of trying to release 3 DLCs at once, why not just focus on the first one and just make sure it's really good. And then, you know, it would take you a third of the time because you'd have 3 times the amount of people working on it. And, oh, I got it. Is that a red up front? Looks like it might be. Can't tell. No, is that an amber? Just waiting for a green, basically. Yeah, I mean, if they'd have just focused on the London part of the Rush Hour DLC pack, everyone... That's just gone double, isn't it? Everyone would have been positive about it. Everybody would have been excited about the Rush Hour pack and looking forward to the next one. But they tried to copy and paste and rush it through and get 3 out at once, and all they did really was tarnish the name. Oh, for God's sakes, keep going into emergency brake when I don't mean to. There we go, we've got a green light at last. So I can go up to 60 mile an hour down here. This is a long route. This is a fast route. It looks stunning. All the way down, I think it looks really great. Was there a massive gap in the track then? Was that the third rail? That's the third rail, right? And that's okay? That's allowed? Yeah, must be. Gotta be. Of course, we got this horrible draw distance thing. You can see where it's drawing in the LOD. I wish they could do something about that. Oh God, we got another yellow. There we go. It's just gone green. Should be able to get some speed up now. So I'm going to try not to speed. I want to finish this with the gold. The first time I did it, I think I would have got gold, except for that silly SPAD at the end. Second time I did it, I was prattling away like an idiot. I was really went off on one. I just found I had loads to say about Dovetail Games and their previous behaviour. Just to reiterate, people dislike Dovetail Games. They don't dislike Train Sim World. We all want Train Sim World to be successful, but we want it to be good as well. And the frustrating thing with Dovetail Games is they're more than capable of making this. I mean, look at the quality here. If this is the quality they're capable of, then why can't we have this on every single DLC from this point on? That's what everyone's thinking, and quite rightly too. We all know they're capable of it. Somebody somewhere has just got the wrong attitude. They're a wham bam, thank you man, copy and paste, budget and scarper. Put whatever analogy you like on it. You know what I'm saying. Rather than being a name synonymous with quality, they're a name synonymous with copy and paste, corner cutting and half-assed implementation. But they've got the skills. They've definitely got the skills. I mean, Look at this. Look at the dynamic, or the lack, rather, of dynamic weather. You know why that is? Because they copy and paste their code. Because they're not adhering to object-oriented design practices. It's not that they can't implement dynamic weather. It's that it would take so long for them to go back and implement it on every single DLC, because they're not... It's not... They don't have a central point of failure, or a central point of update, or a central point of improvement. They have to do it for every single DLC, because... Don't listen to anything Dovetail Games say to you, they're lying. They copy and paste their code for every DLC. That's why they have so many issues. That's why nothing ever gets fixed. And they deny it, but it's true. It is true. And if you want to see proof, if you don't believe me, you want to see proof that it's true, go find 2 DLCs with exactly the same logo on it and find differences in those logos. Maybe it's a difference in audio, difference in braking behavior, difference in color coding, I don't know. There'll be a difference. And that's where they've copied it, tweaked it to improve it or make it work with their new DLC pack. And then you've got 2 versions of the same train that are not the same anymore, even though they're exactly the same logo. That is proof of copy and paste, and they do it all the time. And they don't just do it with the train locos either, they do it with the modelling. They try and use the same sort of stuff that they've used before. Any corner cutting is acceptable in the world of Dovetail Games. And they're a business, I get that. I mean, I'm not... I don't feel like they should be a not-for-profit company or anything. They need to make profit, but... I just feel like they've got everything they need to do a better job. And here's proof of it. This DLC is proof that they are capable of producing higher quality DLC. Now, bearing in mind this came out in August, I don't know how bad this was when it first released. But it's good now. It's really good now. I really like it now. So why can't all of their DLC be this quality or better? Partly it's because of their copy and paste behaviour and the fact that if they find a bug and they need to fix it, they need to fix it in like multiple places, which makes life very difficult for them. Look at the detail here. Absolutely sublime. Come on, give me a 60. There she is. So yeah, I'm actually really impressed with this DLC. I haven't looked at the other 2 yet, because I bought the season pack. Ugh, makes me want to vomit. Dovetail Games aren't really capable of producing season packs. I think they've proven that with this one. But this route is superb. It's the best they've ever released. I'm really happy with it. And long may it continue. I mean, if the video I made 7 months ago helped push them in the direction to do a better job, then I'm incredibly glad I made it. Even with all the grief and aggravation that came with it. Yeah, I don't care, because I'm not here like... For example, last night I thought, well, I'll look at a review of this DLC pack and see if it's any good. There are no reviews on YouTube for this. Not one. There are none at all. All I found, about 100 videos I looked at, were people regurgitating the propaganda media terminology that Dovetail Games had spoon-fed them. There was nobody out there giving a review. I'm not saying there aren't somewhere, but the first 100 videos I looked at, not one of them were reviewing the game. There wasn't a critical analysis of anything anywhere in the entire first 100 videos that I looked at. I'm speeding. No, it's 90, isn't it? 90, yeah, flat out. Go, 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 go. I love that rattle. I love that rattle. Audio equals immersion, and they've improved the audio. Definitely. A few stutters still. My PC's ticking over at 81% CPU usage. 75 to 84. Okay. Every time I say it, it goes up, so I'm not going to say it again. 75 to 87 is the highest it's been. Don't go higher than 87. So it's not that my CPU is maxing out or anything like that, but I'm still getting stutters. It's not the GPU. Here's another little stutter there. It's not the GPU, because I put it on minimum graphical settings. Same problem. Nothing changed. And when I was watching Matt Pedalston's preview stream, I saw it was doing it on his PC as well. So it's there is a problem somewhere, and it's not graphics related. There's something else. There's a computational something or other going on that's causing it. Something that is using the CPU more than it should be. Could be 100 different things. I could speculate what I think it is, but doesn't mean I'll be right. There's not much point in speculating. But yeah, like I say, I don't know what... I know that PS5 had a horrendous time when this DLC came out. I know that the PS4 didn't have enough power to run this when it first came out. I know that the Xbox One and the Xbox S struggled with it and had big problems. I know that on release day there were no passengers, according to the Train Sim World video I watched last night. But I presume that it's had a lot of work, and for me at least, it's good. I'm enjoying it. The stutters are a problem, the lighting is atrocious, but the audio is better, and the route itself is pretty stunning, and it's nice and long. That's what I really like, is you can really open up the taps, and this is an express, obviously. I'd love to get my hands on something a bit more involved, a bit more demanding. Get the DSD on the go. I think they've done a great job here. I really do. Now, I've already said, forgive me if I repeat myself, I've made this video 3 times today, so I can't remember if I have said something in this video already, or whether it was the last video, or whatever. But, right, here we go. Right, the headlights are on. Headlights are on day running. Go into the tunnel. Where are the lights? Where are the lights? And watch the LOD jump forward. See the line? See it moving forward with the train? Boom! Just like that. Awful. Really bad. Really, really, really bad. If we get lucky, we'll see a train coming the other way. Look at his lights. Look, you can see them. They're actually there. And if I look at the front of the train, which is hard to do, you can see I've got lights. Just from inside, you can't see them. And it's been like that since the beginning of Train Sim World. And that's 4 years they've had to fix that. Am I speeding? No, good. Normally when I come out of this tunnel I'm doing like 110. Not today though, I've been good. Kept my speed where it needs to be. think. I am prattling on too much. I'm getting distracted. So I've probably made some mistakes already. Who knows? Yeah, but what I was going to say was I am no train fan. I am not a fanatic about trains. You could put a train on a track and tell me it was an onion and I'd believe you, because I don't know the difference between one train or another. I mean, it's somewhat a bit more obvious. Even a noob can spot them. But yeah, I mean, I could be easily fooled and easily mistaken and easily wrong when it comes to trains. My brother, on the other hand, hardcore train fanatic, he would know the difference between an onion and a locomotive. He'd know the difference between two different locomotives, to be honest. So I don't pretend to be technically gifted in that department. I know software development, I know programming, I know object-oriented design, and I know when it's not being adhered to. And that's the problem that we have here, and that's what I've tried to draw attention to. And I think I did a good job of that. And again, look at the lighting and the LOD. It's disgusting. It's really bad. Really badly implemented. I've got to pay attention a little bit here. That rattle is so nice. That rattle is so good. Makes such a huge difference to the experience. I wish they did a little bit more. Well, a lot more, actually. But it's amazing how just one tiny little sound file can really boost that immersion level considerably. And I've tried to turn this off, but I can't. I'd like to keep the thing in the top left hand corner so that I know what I'm doing and where I'm going. But this marker here I'd like to get rid of, and I cannot get rid of it. I've tried. It seems to be greyed out. I've tried everything I could think of. If you happen to know a way of turning that off without turning the stuff off in the top left hand corner, I would love to know about it. Right, what train is this, please? It's a diesel. Very loud. But what is it? I really want to know. I've driven past it 3 times today and I haven't the faintest idea. Alright, we need to think about slowing down here. The aeroplanes are new as well. Trying not to screw this up. Alrighty, are we on time? Yes, we're 45 seconds early. That's not bad. So we've got to sit here for a few minutes. So, yeah. There's a lot to like here, there really is. Hang on. Just picking my cushion up off the floor. Yeah.
Television and remote video monitoring is in use at this station for your personal safety and security.
Of course, they've got the dot matrix going, sort of, which is cool. But I mean, it's taken them 4 years to implement that, so I'm not going to be particularly overly excited about it. They got the external and the external and the internal PIS systems working as well. Which is kind of cool. Whoops. But, yeah, I mean, it has taken them 4 years to get to that point. So, it's something that should have been done when Train Sim World was released. So, I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, look how brilliant that is, because it's 4 years late. So, I'm not really impressed at all. Wow, got to wait for 1 minute and 15 seconds. Goodness me. Being early is just detrimental to your health, isn't it? At least I get to watch the aeroplanes go past. That's kind of cool. This is Gatwick, by the way. Gatwick Airport. Very nicely modelled, as are all of the stations in this route. I'm really quite impressed with all of them. They all look very authentic and nicely modelled and quite heavily detailed. But then, you know, nobody has ever said Dovetail games are not good. Well, there's a little glitch here, look. I don't know if I can find it right now. I must be parked at a different spot. I was trying to look at the train earlier and it was colliding with something or other. Is it time to go? 15 seconds, okay. There's another plane, automobile. But I've got to say, I've not enjoyed a Dovetail Games route as much as I've enjoyed this for quite a bloody long time. Oh, here we go. Switched again, didn't it? I don't know what's going on with the reverser. It keeps doing that to me. Thinking it must be some sort of button conflict, but it's going to take me a while to figure out why. I'm risking speeding here by doing this, but it's difficult not to when it looks this good. Ah, typical. Flipping bridge in the way. Right, so straight up to 90. Oh, I recognise this now. This is the route that we did on the tutorial. Only took me 3 attempts to realise that. Well, that's an hour long already. Now, when was the last time Dovetail Games released a DLC that had a route that was an hour long when you're chugging along at nearly maximum speed? I mean, I don't remember one. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please do, please do. I don't remember one at all. I haven't looked at the other DLC packs as part of this season pack. They're not well received on Steam. Understandably so. Some of the videos I watched last night showed Dovetail Games promising the Earth and then delivering half a bottle of milk. So people are not particularly impressed with that, and I guess Dovetail Games have done what Dovetail Games do and not fixed the things they said they would fix. I'm a bit of a sucker for the German rail routes, so I'll probably like it, even if it's crappy. But I mean, people are sort of highlighting that some of the scenarios are incompletable because the signalling's all busted. I hope that isn't the case. I hope they fixed it. I hope they're old reviews, but in all honesty, I wouldn't be surprised if it was exactly the same. If that was exactly the problem. But I'll try not to speculate on that too much now. I'll wait until I've had a chance to look at it and see if that is the case. But yeah, I mean, it was on sale for £30 or something, and I picked it up elsewhere for less than that. So, as always, I think Dovetail Games DLCs are massively overpriced, and when they go on 50% off, it's a more reasonable price. That's the reality of it. If it was super high quality, you know, if we were talking PMDG level of attention to detail, and people wouldn't mind paying 40, 50 quid, or even, you know, 25, 35, 45, 50 quid for something really special, they'd be on it. Imagine if there was a steam train like what the hell, the most famous steam train in the world, which I cannot remember the name of right now. Imagine if they added that for 50 quid. I mean, who wouldn't be tempted? Who wouldn't want... Well, if Dovetail Games were renowned for releasing high quality products, who wouldn't be tempted? That's kind of what I'm saying. You know, if they produce this level of quality content and better every single time, people would be all over that. They really would. The Flying Scotsman. There we go. I got there in the end. Again, look at the tunnel, look at the lighting, look at the LOD. This is probably one of the worst ones. Watch how the LOD just moves down the tunnel. Wait for it. Or maybe it's not the tunnel I thought it was. Right, 17 miles to go. We got 20 minutes to get there. We are definitely on schedule. was a 90 mph marker right there, so we'll bump the speed up, which means we're going to get to Brighton nice and early, which means we're going to have to stop. And I'll try and not spad. I'll try and not spad. But when we get there, you'll see how and why I spadded. I don't know how you pronounce. I don't know what the plural of that is. But yeah, you'll see how easy it was for me to spad, because you can't see the signal because of the angle it's on until basically you're on it. That's what happened to me anyway. That's my excuse, Governor. Please don't fire me. I like my job. And truth be told, I'd just been driving for an hour and a half, and I just momentarily lost my concentration. It's so easily done. So easily done. I don't know if you guys have been watching my recent videos, but I've fallen in love somewhat with 𝐒𝐤𝐬 Metro. It's the Korean metro simulator. It's brilliant. There's no passengers yet, but it is stunning. Speaking of stunning, look at this bridge. The only thing that could make that look any sexier is if this was a steam train. And that's the point. You know, Dovetail Games are perfectly capable and have always been perfectly capable of doing that. They just don't want to put the time and effort in to making this level of quality content. They just want to take shortcuts and half-ass everything. And that's not acceptable. Especially when they can do it. I mean, if there were a tiny little company who just didn't have the manpower, the experience, or the skill, then you could understand it. But that isn't the case. They have everything they need. I think that was a 70 mph. Or was that for the? That was for the siding, right? That was for the siding. I think we're good. 17 minutes to do 13 miles. I think we can make it. I think we're all right. Oh, this is the third time I've driven this today. My eyes are so tired. That's 38 miles we've driven. I think that's the longest that any previous Dovetail Games DLC has provided. Which is just one of the reasons why I really like this DLC, because, you know, it's an hour and a half to drive the express, or maybe an hour and 15, 20 minutes, whatever. And that's awesome. And there's so many services running up and down. Not so many now that we're this end, but back up at the London end, there's one or two locomotives around there, pinging about and that. I was worried I was speeding. That rattle is beautiful. I know this is where I was meant to do it. Now go on, tell me that's the wrong horn signature, isn't it, for what I just did? I think I know it is, but whatever. I haven't looked at or touched anything Train Sim World related for a long time. I'm surprised I can even drive the damn thing, to be honest. I am tired now though. Wow, I am just suddenly lagging. Suddenly really feeling heavy-eyed. Getting distracted by literally everything. Ooh, a cloud. Ooh, look, a house on a bridge. That is a bit weird. Or is that the station? That's very cool. Again, and in the last two videos I pointed out so many wonderful little models, unique bespoke models that they've got all over the place on this route, and they look fantastic. I don't think I've highlighted any this time. I'm just too tired to notice them for the third time today. They're old hat now. Now I'm just trying to keep under the speed limit so that I can steal that gold. We'll see if I can do it. We'll see. In all honesty, I have lost track of the correct speed limit a couple of times. So I might be speeding right now for all I know. I can't remember what the speed limit is. We'll find out at the end. We'll rack it up. Last time I ran this route, I got a silver. First time I ran this route, I'm pretty sure we were on for a gold. This time round, I haven't a clue. Complete space cadet. I need a coffee. A pint of water. I think that's what I need. My throat, my mouth is so dry. Now, what's the speed limit here? Come on. Give me a speed limit, please. 6.5 miles in 12 minutes. I think we can do that. Even if I stay at under 80. It might be this tunnel where the LOD creeps up along the tunnel. Or we may have already been through it. Like I say, when you do the same route 3 times in a day, everything starts looking the same. Oh, here we go. Here's a fantastic example of a bespoke bit of modelling. Look at the castle-esque bridge tower here. That's just gorgeous. That's not this tunnel. Or is it this tunnel? It might be this tunnel. It could be this tunnel. Yeah, I think it's this tunnel. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. The LOD distance is just creeping up the tunnel as you're going through it. It's awful. It's so bad. And again, no lights. Nothing is being lit up by my headlights. Bad, isn't it? And it's been like that since the beginning. If I put the lights on in the cab, I can see even less. And if a train comes in the opposite direction, like this one, you watch. We can see his lights. Look. And if I go outside and look at our train, if I can. No, sorry, I can't do it. But if I could do that, then you would see... You can see our headlights as well. Just when you're in the cab, you can't see a damn thing. It's so dumb. It's been complained about with every single DLC. And they've not fixed it. Not even once. Not even on one DLC have they fixed it. But again, you know why? Because if they fix it in one place, they've got to go fix it in all places because they don't adhere to object-oriented design principles. Which means they have to rewrite their own code, copy and paste it over and over again. And that introduces bugs. which is why object-oriented design does not permit you, or does not encourage you, does not permit you really to copy and paste your own code, because it introduces problems. And it takes away that central point of failure, that central point of improvement, that central point of fix. That's why we don't do that. And they must know it's true. I know they say they deny that they do it, and I don't know what I'm talking about, but they do it. There's evidence of it everywhere. Right, so we're coming up to the meat and juice now. 75 mile an hour from this point in. And then we should start getting some yellows, and I'll show you the SPAD signal that that caught me out the first time. And you can tell me whether or not you think... I was going to say you can tell me whether or not you think it was my fault. I mean, obviously it was my fault, but... maybe when you see it, you'll have a little bit of sympathy for me. Unless, of course, you already know the signal I'm talking about, in which case you know. Okay, 1.6 miles. And you see we got 2 yellows, so I'm going to put a B1 brake on. There's a limit there for 40 mile an hour, which I don't think applies to us, but I'm going to drop down to 40 anyway because we've got a double yellow. Oh, did I go into emergency brake again? I don't know why they can't just implement it that 3 taps equals 3 notches. 3 presses of the button is 3 notches on the stick. It would just avoid anyone accidentally doing exactly what I just did, wouldn't it? Right, so let's keep it at 30. 30 feels good. Whew. Okay, still a mile to go. We're doing slightly more than 30. Slow down. So I think it's the one after this signal here. You can see this signal is a yellow, not a double yellow, but a yellow, which obviously means the next one is one you've got to watch out for. But it's difficult to see over there, is it not? I mean, there's the signal, but it's kind of hidden behind the windscreen wiper. You see what I mean? It kind of disappears on you. And you can't see it as you're coming round very easily either. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, guys, but I don't think you could click on that before, could you? I don't remember that ever being a thing. Okay, we're going to be here for a little while. 9:37, we're due in. We're about 5 minutes early. Which either means we've been bang on the money or we've been slightly speeding. And I honestly can't tell you which until we get there. Hear the wind? That's never been in Dovetail games before, has it? I'm sure I would have remembered that. But again, these little audio nuggets, they just add to the realism so much. So I'm really glad they're there. I really am. It shows that they've made an effort. This whole route shows that they've made an effort. It's the best route they've ever released. Bearing in mind this is only the second route. The second scenario. No, this is the first timetabled route that I've run on this DLC. So as I spend a bit more time with it, I might find more issues, more bugs, more problems. But right now, based on what I've seen so far, whew, this is a good one. But then this sets the bar, doesn't it? Have they released anything since this? I've no idea. I really am completely out of the loop. After I made my last video, I was pretty much done with Dovetail games. I just couldn't be bothered with them anymore. Wasting my time, money and effort. But I'm glad I've grabbed this one. For the price I grabbed it at, I feel like this has been worthwhile so far. And look at this. Look at the station here, Brighton. Oh, it is a thing of beauty. Now, should it be making that noise? Like it's recharging itself. Is that normal? That seems wrong to me. I don't think it should be making that noise. But I'm not an expert, so if you could let me know, that would be great. Also, I'd like slightly wider field of view as well. Like looking through a letterbox, isn't it, at the moment? Oh, I can't see anything from there. So there we go. What a fantastic run. And obviously we've got the dot matrix boards. Formed of 12 coaches, the Gatwick Express. There's definitely a bug there, right? That's not me doing that. I'm not even touching anything. There are some camera conflict issues. It's still doing it now, look. That's what I was trying to show you earlier. Right, what did we get? Ah. I don't think we did it. Is that a gold? I don't know. Is that a gold? Ah, we did speed. Oh, we speeded there as well. Oh, we big time speeded there. Okay, so it must be 25 coming out of London Waterloo. I didn't see a 25 speed sign anywhere. I'm going to have to check that. Let me know in the if you spotted it at the beginning, could you please tell me? That was a mistake, obviously. That's just inside the limit. Yeah, I think we did pretty well there. There may have been some speeding there, but that's pretty good. Due at 9:10, arrived a minute early, within 4.71 yards. Due at 9:37, arrived 2 minutes early. And no stop accuracy whatsoever, for whatever reason. But I think that's a gold. I think we did it. And I've got to say, I really enjoyed the 1W30 London Victoria to Brighton. It's a great run. It's a long run, but this has to be the best work that Dovetail Games have ever done, I think. It just feels so good. So much better than what they've been producing. Just shows how capable they are. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Please leave me comments in the comments section. Please give me advice so that I can be a better train driver next time. And do give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this little video. I know it's a very late review, but it's a first look gameplay review. And from a first look perspective, double thumbs up. Well done, Dovetail Games. You got a positive review from me for the first time ever. Just sort them bloody headlights out, will you? See you in the next one. Take care. Goodbye for now.